worlds of men and women, not to mention the fertile territory that lies in between. But let's also admit there's a huge chunk of the population, the majority, maybe, that still doesn't understand this trans business at all. People with good hearts who, nonetheless, could not with any certainty tell you the difference between a transgender person and the Trans-Siberian Railroad. It doesn't help that the best-known trans person in the country is probably Caitlyn Jenner, whom no one could claim has emerged as the transgender Encyclopedia Brown. The stories in this book examine the differences between manhood and womanhood as I've experienced them, in everything from food to fashion, from love to loss. They also address the differences between coming out now, in the current environment of blowback and fear, and coming out 25 years ago, when transness, to some people, seemed a thing as obscure as membership in the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes. Back then, in an era before people received formal instructions on how to hate us, many individuals encountering a transgender person for the first time were left with nothing to fall back upon, by way of guidance, than their own sense of human decency. When I came out to my evangelical Christian mother, for instance, she didn't respond to her weeping child with a lecture about the dangers of trans women in sports or concerned theories about social contagions. Instead, she took me in her arms and wiped my tears away and said, "Love will prevail." I've been blessed by good fortune in the passage that I have made, but I know plenty of people who were not so lucky, people who even now wait in vain for the people that they love to show them a single crumb of kindness. Perhaps the central question of this book is not specific to gender at all. Instead, it's the universal dilemma at the heart of so much human trouble. Why is change the thing we all long for, as well as the thing we most fear? I was born on June 22nd, 1958, the second day of summer. It was also the birthday of Billy Wilder and Cyndi Lauper, both of whom I later resembled, although not at the same time. It was Cyndi Lauper who sang, back in 1983, that girls just want to have fun. We want other things as well, of course, to be loved, to be respected, to be safe from violence and fear, to be able to make our own decisions about our own bodies. But sure, fun is on the list. Emma Goldman, the anarchist, is credited with saying, "If I can't dance, I don't want to be part of your revolution," although, apparently, she never actually said that. But she did say that everyone had the right to self-expression and beautiful, radiant things. I can tell you that in the days before, as well as in the days after, I've caught fleeting glimpses of things both beautiful and radiant. I saw them in the sky above me after the wind in Nova Scotia blew me back from the edge of a cliff I was about to leap off of. I saw them in a dark room as my future wife unexpectedly stepped toward me from the shadows. And I saw them in my mother's eyes as she folded my weeping self into her arms and quoted 1 Corinthians. These three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Billy Wilder, for his part, directed and co-wrote Some Like It Hot, the film that ends with Jack Lemmon, as Daphne, trying to explain to Joe E. Brown, as Osgood, her swain, why they can never be married. Daphne looks into the distance and says, wistfully, "I can never have children." "We'll adopt some," says Osgood, without any reservation. I have a question about Osgood. Is he generous and open-minded, the kindest man alive, or is he just, absolutely demented? After all this time, I'm still not sure, even though I've looked at things from both sides now. Maybe, at this late date, it doesn't matter. It's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know men or women at all.